Hey everyone and welcome back to the channel. Archer Aviation is a direct competitor of EHang Holdings, which I'm covering on my channel. Both of them are serious players in the urban air mobility field and low altitude industry. Here is the video format. First I'll explain what Archer do, when it was established, and other basic information so you will have a good understanding of the company. Then I will talk about the products they are planning to sell in the near future and different use cases for their products. Finally, I will talk about what is their market opportunity and where they stand when it comes to regulation. Everything I say is not a financial advice, so please make sure you do your own research. Archer Aviation is a US-based aerospace company founded in 2018 by two founders. Headquartered in San Jose, California, the company is focused on developing electric vehicle takeoff and landing aircraft that can carry passengers and can be used for air taxi services in crowded places such as New York. In 2021, Archer went public through a merger with Special Purpose Acquisition Company, and now they trade under the New York Stock Exchange under the ticker symbol ACHR. At the location of their headquarters, they also have their main research and development lab. In that location, they also have a battery manufacturing line designed to produce up to 15,000 battery packs a year that will be used for powering their aircraft. They also have a research lab in Florida, located on the University of Florida campus. This site focuses on advancing their aircraft technology. For large-scale manufacturing, Archer built a major production facility in Georgia. The factory is about 400,000 square feet and can produce up to 650 aircraft a year. This site is part of a partnership with the automaker Stanlist, which helps with production expertise and support. Looking internationally, Archer is expanding into the United Arab Emirates and they plan to open a new headquarters over there. They aim to launch air taxi services in the UAE starting in 2026. As of now, Archer Aviation is focusing on getting their first aircraft, called Midnight, into early commercial use. Midnight is a piloted electric aircraft designed for short urban flight. It can carry 4 passengers and take off and land vertically like a helicopter. The company says it only needs about 10 minutes to recharge between flights, making it practical for quick trips around cities. Right now, Archer is starting low volume production of Midnight at their facility in Georgia. They plan to build around 10 aircraft in 2025, mainly for testing and for use in early launch markets. They've also started a launch edition program, which will roll out Midnight in selected locations before full certification. One of the first customers is Abu Dhabi Aviation, which plans to start flying Midnight as early as this year. On top of that, Archer has designed deals with several international partners. For example, Archer 2 in the UAE plans to buy up to 100 aircraft, and another company, Future Flight Global, has agreed to buy up to 116 aircraft. As I understand, those agreements are conditional and not guaranteed. Beside the commercial side, Archer is also working on a military version of a vertical takeoff aircraft. They've partnered with a defense company to develop a hybrid-powered aircraft for the US military. Because it's for defense use, it might not need an approval from the Federal Aviation Administration, which could speed up the development. So in short, Archer's main focus this year is on small-scale production and early sales of the Midnight aircraft, both for commercial and military uses. Full-scale operations are expected to follow once they receive the final certification from the FAA, which stands for Federal Aviation Administration. Now let's talk about the use cases of Archer's products, helping people to skip traffic and get across crowded cities quickly. For example, they can take you from Manhattan to JFK Airport in just 10 minutes. That's a trip that might take an hour or more by car. The second use case is in airport transfer. Archer is working with United Airlines to connect flight and city travel. You could book a flight and midnight ride all in one time. Third, it can serve business travelers. Some of Archer's customers plan to offer midnight flights to high-end clients, luxury hotels, and private events. And another use case is military. Archer has contracted the US Air Force to explore ways midnight can be used for transporting personnel, carrying equipment, or doing surveillance work. If someone wants to buy an aircraft, that will cost them around $5 million. For passenger ride, if you just want to take a ride with the aircraft, but you don't want to own it, I mean use it like a taxi, so a ride is expected to cost about $150. That's similar to what someone would pay for a premium car service like Uber Black in major cities. In the long run, Archer hopes the cost to operate the aircraft will drop to around 25 cents per mile, and that's thanks to the lower maintenance and fuel cost of electric system. So Archer is starting with high value route and customers, but they plan to make air taxi services more affordable and available as technology develops, and that's how it works with every new technology that evolves. Now, before Archer Aviation can start selling their products, they need approval from the Federal Aviation Administration, and they've already made good progress on a few important steps. First, they got what's called a Part 135 certificate, which means Archer is allowed to run commercial airline business like carrying customers. But but that will happen once the aircraft itself will get approved. Also, they received a Part 145 certificate that lets them handle maintenance and repair on their aircraft. Another certificate they've received is the 141 certificate, which allows them to train pilots. And that's because they will need pilots to fly their aircraft. And finally, the Federal Aviation Administration gave them the airworthiness certificate criteria for Midnight. Airworthiness, that's a list of safety and design standards the aircraft has to meet before it's fully approved. The biggest thing Archer still needs is something called a type certificate. That's the Federal Aviation Administration final stamp of approval that says this aircraft is safe and ready for full use. To get that, Archer is now building test aircraft. These are called conforming aircraft, and the FAA will watch how they perform in a process known as for credit testing. Archer is aiming to get final FAA approval sometime in 2025 or 2026. Once that happens, they will be able to sell Midnight at scale and launch full commercial operations. That's it for today. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one.